backyard. It's a processor day. We're making boiler wood. Here we go. Another spectacular day. It's about 73, 74 degrees, slight breeze, sun is shining, the wood is drying, which is awesome. I've got the processor kind of ready to go. I've got the trailer backed into place, hooked up to the truck. I'm gonna go get the tractor and we're gonna process some boiler wood. Now this is for my customer that gets one semi-load. Yes, one semi-load every year. And this will be the last load that I'm gonna be delivering to her. I've already delivered 7 loads. There's 4 face cords, or a full cord and a third on each load. This will be number 8. So 32 face cords or 11-ish full cords. I'm making the rounds I'm cutting them all 20 inches, and then I'm just using the 4-way, and I'm either splitting it in half if it's a smaller round, or I'm splitting it 4 ways if it's a bigger one. This has been 95% oak. She wanted oak, and that's what I've been putting in there. I did have 1 or 2 pieces of hard maple that were some bigger ones I put in, and I think there was 1 or 2 pieces of logs of ash that I put in. So very little ash. I did a bunch of ash last year, and she said, yeah, it burned okay, but she liked the oak better, so that's what I'm giving her. Now there's a couple pieces of hard maple over here. I'll bring you over and show you right now. So there's a couple pieces of hard maple in here that are some bigger ones that I'm gonna pop in there too. This one right here, probably, maybe that one. I saw this big Mamba Jamba right here, so it's kind of an ugly one, but that's a big one. I might put that one in. I'd like to dig this big one here out of there. And then this one down here on the end, I'd like to dig that one out. And because I can give her some big stuff. And that's hard maple, and she's never had hard maple before, and I know she'll like it because hard maple's everybody's good, if not better than oak. So that's what we've got in the hard maple section. And then over here, we've got white oak. This is all white oak here, and I separated this because I have a lot of people that want smoking wood for smoking meat, and they want white oak, so I get a lot of that. But I am gonna pull out some of the bigger ones in here, like maybe that one and this one and maybe this one, and probably this front. I don't know, there's probably 2, there could be 2 full cords, log cords of bigger stuff here that I might pull out and run that through. So I give her some big chunks of white oak, which would be just fine. This here is all the red oak that is dry, stuff that is small. As you can see, it's real tiny. This is the stuff that is super dry. It's all it's a lot of cracks all the way through the whole length of the logs. If you look at them close, you can see there's cracks that run all the way. And so this stuff is really dry. There might be a couple in here that are a little bit wet, and as I split them, I'll separate it. But a lot of this stuff I'm gonna cut. We're gonna process it, and then if we find wet stuff, I'm gonna have a tote handy. We'll put the wet stuff right into a tote and then take it out into the field to dry. And the rest of it is going to go right into the trailer, and then it'll go into a bin so that it can be sold. So that is the plan. But right now, we're gonna get everything set up, and we're gonna process some boiler wood. So the first thing I gotta do is I have to swap out the wedge. I gotta take out the 8-way and put the 4-way in. Clearing the bar there. It's close. Very close. Should be coming from that side. I should be able to reach that. So, yeah. Move this, pull it down so I can get it up higher so I can see it easier. We thought about just leaving this shackle in here so that we could pick it up easier, but well, let's see what happens. Problemo. set that over to the side, and then we'll put the four-way in. It's kind of nice actually using the grapple, because it's not like forks where you can't do much of this. I can use the thumb to kind of lift and settle. It actually works really nice. And we'll get the four-way. And it doesn't matter if I put it in forwards or backwards, because it's real easy to spin around. This system they have is really easy. There's no unbolting, no great big huge nuts and bolts you got to worry about. Just slides right in there. So I can do this actually without using a tractor. I can actually lift them out of there, no problem. This is just easier. I should have my gloves on. So this just walks right in and tips in there real easy. You don't even have to be up in there to do this. Easy peasy. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take out these pieces of ash that we don't want or need. I'm just going to put in some oak. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a couple chunks of this stuff in right here. This stuff's all got to go. These are smaller ones, so we'll just split these in half. In general, I'll only have to load the live deck with big logs about 4 times. Which she wants some big splits, so we'll put some big wood in there for her. Some big ones. See if I can get under it here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. No problemo. Pile is going to collapse, so I might as well take this one up on the top up here. That's what I thought was going to happen. that. I think the trailer's full. And then some. My cup runneth over. Gotta do some chucking. As much as I can get in there, it's full. I haven't even cranked on the thing, it's all the way out, so that's I can put a little more piece in maybe. All right, let's go do a big steamy dump. There it is, the big dump is complete. I am back in the wood yard, and that was the last of 8 loads that I delivered to this customer. 4 face cords or a full cord and a third per load, $400 per load, $3,200. Full semi-load, I paid $1,200, $1,300, something like that. So I processed it, went into the trailer, took it and dumped it. Not too shabby. I'd like to get some more of those. That is a good customer, and it's been that way 2 years in a row now. Hopefully it'll just keep continuing. I'd like to get 10, 15, 20, 100 of those. Then I can produce some wood. And the little 14, 12 plus is doing awesome. I only had one chunk I had to run out the back. It was just too big. It wouldn't cut all the way through. It was a big chunk of hard maple. But other than that, it's eating everything up that I got. I did a couple resplits, some of the bigger chunks where they were a big chunk. It was a little too much for them to lift, so I knocked them down just a little bit. But overall, it's doing fantastic. It does everything we want. It's very cool. That's all I got for today, folks. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. You better be here. I'm going to be here. You should be here. I'll be waiting. Good night, everybody.